So yes, recording has started. Hello Gaurav, how are you?
Hi, hi Himanshu, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, doing great. So yes, फाइनली ये पहला इंटरव्यू होने वाला है यूट्यूब चैनल का और इसके बाद भी बहुत सारे हैं जो इंटरव्यू लाइंड अप है। मिस्टर श्रीपाल हैं जो सीमांध्र एजुकेशन के फाउंडर हैं, उनका भी इंटरव्यू आने वाला है। सो एवरीथिंग इज लाइंड अप, सो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी फर्स्ट इंटरव्यू। बहुत एक्साइटेड हूँ। और तो बात करते हैं आपके आपके बारे में सबसे पहले कि आप जस्ट इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ ताकि लोग जान पाएं कि आपका बैकग्राउंड कैसा रहा है और कितना एक्सपीरियंस और in terms of relate कर पाए अपने आप को। yes।
Okay, firstly, yeah, I'm a qualified CMA from Institute of Management Accounting, USA. Along with that, I'm a postgraduate. I have done my Masters of Commerce in Finance from Madurai Kamraj University. And I'm having around 4 years of work post qualification. I started working with Kotak Mahindra Bank as a credit manager, which I got only solely on basis of my US CMA. I worked there for 6 months approximately. After that, I moved to US bookkeeping. I was like more into like bookkeeping. I was a ex-CA student, so I was more inclined towards accounting, and these numbers was like I was more inclined towards accounting. So I moved to this US bookkeeping. Now I'm working for SandMartin Consultancy for US clients, for UK clients. Sorry, so I'm working as a management accountant for them. So something related to our industry only.
So you deal with the both US UK or is just UK clients specifically?
Actually, after Kotak, like I have worked in US. I worked for US CPA firms for around 3 years. So after it's like hardly 6 months ago, I moved to US, UK for like UK clients.
UK clients.
Yeah, so it's just shift of domain because like I'm like wanted to change like a bit of change in my line.
Got, got it, got
Okay.
it, got it. So you must have found more growth in that area. So you went to the shift to the profile. Is that?
Yeah, actually, like I started with US accounting basically because my degree was in US one.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I had an inclination towards this US market itself. But yeah, then later on, like after spending 2 3 years in the industry, I realized like okay, that UK accounting is like more involves a more of challenging jobs,
And it has
and even
future
in
as well
term,
because मैंने भी बहुत देखा
yeah,
है
yeah,
people are working at KPMG, Deloitte and different fund different firms की जहाँ पे बेसिकली लोग यूएस टैक्सेशन में ज्यादा काम कर रहे हैं और ओपनिंग्स बहुत रहती है, बहुत ज्यादा रहती है।
actually, yeah, Big Four में क्या है? All the जो भी outsourcing है, Big Four is basically also the leading outsourcing firm. So all their clients are from US only. At the end, यार पैसा जो दुनिया में लगा हुआ है सारा US का पैसा.
यस
Let
यस
it be
यस।
any country, let it be UK, let it be India, let it be Singapore. At the end, the source of the money gonna be in from US only. And I realized this thing once, even when I moved to this UK accounting thing, and I realized that the end client is basically from US only. I'm handling some clients from France, from
सेम
UK,
है, सेम
but the end, yeah, but at the end,
है।
the parent entity is the US one only.
एक्चुअली होता क्या है, लाइक आई एम वर्किंग इन प्राइवेट इक्विटी, इट्स बीन 4 years। और होता क्या है कि मतलब एक देयर इज अ, आई कैन नॉट रिवील द नेम ऑल्दो एंड यू कैन नॉट रिवील द नेम, दैट्स वी नो। एंड बेसिकली
Yeah,
होता क्या है कि क्लाइंट जो है यूएस का ही है, जो जनरल पार्टनर है वो इज द प्राइवेट इन्वेस्टमेंट फर्म, वो वहीं की है। वो बेसिकली अलग अलग रीजन में इन्वेस्ट कर रही है। हमारे पास प्रोजेक्ट तो अलग अलग रीजन के
actually,
आ रहे हैं, बट बेसिकली काम सारा जो इन्वेस्टमेंट हो रही है वो वहीं यूएस की फर्म से, यूएस के एचएनआई, हाई नेटवर्थ इंडिविजुअल्स, प्राइवेट बैंक्स का, उन्हीं का ही पैसा लग रहा है अलग अलग, साउथ चाहे साउथ अफ्रीका हो चाहे कहीं भी हो। और उनका सारा काम मूव होके इंडिया, चाइना, बिकॉज लो कॉस्ट ऑपरेशन ऑफ,
Philippines,
हाँ ऑपरेशन, हाँ फिलीपींस, वहाँ पे सबसे ज्यादा इन चीज बैक एंड के काम सारे यहीं आते हैं।
actually,
तो ये
actually, like I've
बेसिकली
even,
हाँ।
even I've realized this fact after getting into the industry that okay, it was what it was I think a right decision to go for US CMA after getting in the industry. I realized its net worth. I realized its worth basically.
सो बेसिकली व्हाट मेड यू चूज कि आपको भी यूएससीए में, मतलब जब आप स्टार्ट कर रहे थे तो आपका पर्सपेक्टिव क्या था कि यार ये मतलब बाकी को आपने रिसर्च करी होगी अच्छी खासी, उसके बाद ही आपने
Definitely.
जाके यूएससीएमओ को चूज करा होगा। तो बेसिकली उस क्या रीजन था उसको चूज करने का?
Actually, I had started with CA earlier. I'm a CA dropout, so I had spent around 4 5 good years, in my CA course. So after that, I was around 24 25, then I realized that I need to settle quickly because if you go into market with a graduation and post graduation, you
सेम
won't
है,
fetch anything.
सेम है।
Yeah, and like one of my friend at that time was like he informed me about a course named ACCA. And then he
Okay,
was like,
ACCA.
okay, it's for UK CA and UK kind of UK CA
UK
only.
CA, yeah, UK
So
Chartered Account.
yeah, so I went to an education institute, like coaching institute. Then I was like, I made it clear that okay, my preference is to just get settled quickly. I want a quick certification. Let it be, I can invest time, I can invest money. That won't be a concern, but I just need it quick.
Got it.
So yeah, at that time they informed me about this US CMA. But somewhere I think that was a misleading as well. That okay, you just need to spend 6 months and you get the certification. It's
That's a
very
misleading
easy.
statement, yes.
Yeah, actually, it's totally a misleading statement. I think I'll just give a very actual figure that it's definitely not the case. That
Even I feel
it's
for CPA as well, for, it
yeah, they're
says
claiming
that
six
in
to
one
nine
year,
months.
yeah, 9 months,
Yeah,
nine
nine to
months,
12, 9 to 12
9 to
months.
12
You can.
months. But I think
Yeah,
it
yeah.
takes a hard it takes around 1.5 years or nearby something like that.
Yeah, 1.5, 2 years, a
And
decent
US CMA
person
takes
will take
at least 1 year. This is what I feel. कि
minimum, minimum,
आप हाँ,
minimum.
if some person is working professional और वो साथ में परस्यू करना चाहता है तो बहुत मुश्किल है। 6 महीने में तो नहीं निकाल पाएगा। मैं मतलब
No, actually,
बहुत
actually.
पढ़ा तब भी आई फील लाइक कि नहीं ये वाला अटेम्प्ट नहीं, नेक्स्ट वाला देंगे, इसके नेक्स्ट वाला देंगे।
Actually, it happened with the same. I think I was having a word with you at that time
या
that yeah, I'm skipping this attempt. So I took I not taken an extra attempt, but yeah, I skipped an attempt. Okay, I don't want to make this
सेम है।
count.
I skipped two
So yeah,
attempts, then I gave the फाइनल पार्ट 2। ये पूरा ऑलमोस्ट एक साल में मेरा कंप्लीट हुआ था। जैन में दिया, उसके बाद सीधा
Mhm.
लास्ट सेशन अक्टूबर नवंबर जो होता है उसमें दिया था मैंने।
Okay. So like I like मेरे पास और कुछ था नहीं करने के लिए तो उस टाइम पे I was focusing on CA, so it was like okay, it's a dropped scene, so it was like bygone kind of a thing. So
यस,
I was sure okay कि ठीक है यार, this is the last thing I want to try, and I want to try it with the best of my ability. So I started with part 2 because it was like more into familiar, like it was more related to numbers
एक्चुअली
and everything.
या देयर इज वन 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 अदर फ्रेंड जो यूएस सीएमए की क्लास में ही मुझे मिला था। और ही वाज लाइक उसने भी सीएस ड्रॉप आउट, सीएस दोनों ड्रॉप आउट। फिर उसने यूएस सीएमए परस्यू करा, आईपीसीसी उसने क्लियर कर रखा था। उसके बाद वो सीधा नॉर्दर्न ट्रस्ट में जॉब करा। और मतलब ही वाज लाइक कि यार इससे ज़्यादा आई कैन नॉट गिव टाइम टू सीए, और मेरे को टैक्सेशन
Actually.
वगैरह में इतना इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, मेरे को फाइनेंस में और उसमें ज़्यादा
Mhm.
इंटरेस्ट है। और ऑडिट करा लो, इंटरनल ऑडिट उसमें ठीक है, बट मतलब मुझे उसका पर्सपेक्टिव डिफरेंट था। तो उसने वहां से ड्रॉप आउट
Mhm.
करके इसमें करा, और होपफुली इज एबल टू मेक हिज करियर सक्सेसफुल इनटू द फाइनेंस एंड अकाउंटिंग, और फाइनली नॉर्दर्न ट्रस्ट में ही इज वर्किंग एज अ सीनियर एसोसिएट राइट नाउ। तो मतलब बहुत सारे लोगों को मैंने देखा है जो एज अ ऑल्टरनेटिव चूज करके और वहां से शिफ्ट मार
Actually.
देते हैं यहाँ पे। इवन
Shift.
सेम मेरे
Actually.
साथ था।
Actually.
मैंने
Mhm.
बेसिकली जब मैंने सीए मैंने अभी सिर्फ वही करा था, क्या बोलते हैं उसे, एंट्रेंस को क्या बोलते हैं?
Foundation, CPT, Central, like CPT, like you name
सीपीटी,
it.
सीपीटी।
Yeah, yeah.
तो मैंने वो वाला एग्जाम दिया और मुझे पता लग गया भाई यही नहीं हुआ तो कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा। तो मेरे को
I know, I remember. I think I had a yeah, having a word
हाँ,
with you at that time.
मुझे था कि यही नहीं हो रहा ना तो उसके आगे भी कुछ नहीं होगा। तो मैंने वहां पे ड्रॉप आउट करके मैं क्या ऑल्टरनेटिव्स ढूंढो, देन यूएससी में ढूंढा, फिर देन उसके बाद सीमा और ये सब चीजें ढूंढी।
See,
तो लगा कि हाँ यार, ऑल्टरनेटिव्स बहुत हैं, एक ही चीज नहीं है। बट या यू जस्ट नीड टू
actually,
डू लॉट ऑफ रिसर्च।
but like, coming back to like 10 years ago, the time I cleared my schooling and everything. So for commerce, I look like there is a perception. Okay, if you are scoring good, then you get into Delhi University. If you are an average scorer and you are below average, go for CA.
वही
So at that
गाइडेंस
time,
थी,
like we
वही
were not
गाइडेंस
aware.
रहती थी। हाँ,
Actually, like talking about my parents' background, my mother was working with CAG, and she was into government sector. My father
या
was an ex-banker. So yeah, I mean, there was a perception. Okay, go for CA. I mean, being a commerce, if you can't get into Delhi University, get into these courses.
गॉट इट।
So yeah, I think that was a basic perception we
और
had
मेरा
at that
सीए
time.
में
But yeah,
एंटर
the
होने का
situation is tough.
परसेप्शन भी यही था कि पीपल वर मोर लाइक गाइडिंग मी टुवर्ड्स दैट
CA,
सीए, कि यार सीए कर ले, उसमें ज्यादा एक ही है, कॉमर्स हो तो सीए, अदरवाइज नो, कुछ
bus
भी नहीं।
like okay, yeah.
सीए और ना नो सीए, तो इट वाज समथिंग
Actually,
लाइक दैट।
CA or everything or nothing. CA is like everything
एवरीथिंग
or
और
you're
नथिंग,
nothing.
एवरीथिंग और नथिंग।
But yeah,
आपकी हाँ
yeah.
रिश्तेदारों में बोलने के लिए कुछ तो चाहिए, दैट सीए,
Seriously,
कि यू आर
seriously.
डूइंग सीए।
But yeah, but the practical scenario is like much different. Like
मच
we
डिफरेंट।
come to realize. Yeah, I mean, like I told you, I came to know about this course when I had invested 5 years in my chartered accountancy. So yeah, I mean, it was like late coming for me
ओके।
as well, and for many one. Like in India, like many people are not aware about this code. Okay, US CMA. Okay, what's that? So this is
Got
a
it.
basic perception that, yeah.
So that does it really help you in terms of getting the job, और जब आप मतलब
Yeah,
एक
yeah.
आपका होने के बाद when you went for the interviews और जहाँ पे आपने apply करा, does it really help you?
Yeah, it really helped me a lot. I remember I went to, that was the first interview post qualification. I went to an interview for Spice State basically. That was my first
Okay.
interview, and there were around like one vacancy only, probably 1 or 10 vacancy. I'm not able to recall that. It's a 5 years old
Yeah.
thing, and there were around more than 500 people in their Gurgaon office. And I was like, okay, I mean, I have to compete with these 500 people, odd people, and the role was accounting only.
Got
So
it.
I was like, okay, I was like a bit scared. Okay, yeah. I mean, it was a general perception. Okay, you have to compete with 500 people. So after like we waited for 2 years or something, then we were asked to leave. That okay, we're gonna shortlist you and we're gonna give you a call because we can conduct 500 interviews in a day. So we're gonna give you a call. So
Got it.
and I was like, because being a fresher, I was not sure that whether I will gonna make it to the top shortlisted guy. So I
Yes.
like I like thought that I don't think I'll not be able to clear that first round, like selection round only. But on the contrary, I received a call. Out of that 500, they shortlisted 10 people.
Okay.
Some were very highly experienced. I was I think one of the guy who was having a degree, but I was not having any broad experience.
Broad
So
ex.
yeah, I mean, it was like CMA did a lot of things for me.
I
Like
got.
without doing anything, I
I
was
got
like
it.
I was selected out of 500. If you are coming in top 10, you have that value. So I realized that okay, the degree certification makes a lot of difference.
Even not in that interview, I think it help you in other interviews as well, जहाँ पे even the firm
Actually,
you are working in. So client
yeah.
interaction में does it really help you, yeah, that you are having,
Yeah, like earlier, like I was having US client base. So when they I was having a interaction with them that yeah, I'm a qualified US CMA. So they were pretty more comfortable having a
more
word with me
comfortable.
because they are not
Hmm.
aware about the Indian chartered accountancy, Indian CMA and CS. Like they don't get that confidence when they know I'm qualified from their land. So they have that confidence that yeah, this guy has that competence to do a work.
Got it. It happens even in every field, even not just if you're dealing with your UK client or somewhere around, then they feel more confident in their lands qualification. So
Actually,
that's the point. Yeah. So it means it actually helped not just in interview but also in terms
in
of
working, yeah,
in work.
yeah. I remember like that was my I don't know the name my organization. It was my previous organization. That was my second organization with which I worked. I joined there as an assistant manager in a different field, totally like it was into accounting only. But my prior experience was with credit in Kotak Mahindra as a credit manager.
Yeah.
I was given a designation of assistant manager,
Got
and the
it.
same thing my colleague took 6 years to reach the designation. He was more versatile and he was more flexible to do things. He was more skilled, equipped, I'll say.
Got it.
So I
But
I think yeah.
बट आई थिंक बेसिकली सिर्फ एक डिग्री होना डजंट वर्थ इट, जैसे आपने बताया इट्स लाइक आपकी बातों से ये पता लगा इट लुक्स लाइक you need to have the right job
The skills.
you to apply, like you cannot go and apply for the
Actually,
operations role,
anything.
you cannot go and apply for any other role which is alternative investments or something like that with your CMA USA, because CMA USA is more focused on the I feel like
Financial
for
analysis.
financial analysis, reporting, financial accounting and fund accounting, all these kind of role, which is
Actually,
cost accounting and all these roles. So basically मतलब आपने पूरा target वही करा था कि यार these are going to be jobs in which I can apply based upon my CMA USA, right? This is the also
I
important
mean,
point.
yeah, but I think that case was slightly opposite for me. I was totally focused like on the outsourcing industry.
Oh,
That
okay.
somewhere I had that mindset that okay, 5 years down the line, I want to move abroad. So I was
Hmm.
sure. I mean, I was like being an ex-CA student, so I was like sure that I want to get into accounting only.
Got it.
Taxation, I didn't had any inclination towards the taxation stuff, but yeah, accounting was the moving force for me. But yeah, I mean, I like it helped me in the interview stuff, but in the real work scenario, I don't think that CMA helped me. Like to be very honest,
Got it.
because it had more like the syllabus was more towards finance.
Finance.
your
Yeah.
internal like it was more into financial analysis
Yes,
basically.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, it's, I think I think you have cleared your CFA level 1, so I think you were somewhere able to relate that more.
Yes,
Like I mean,
yes.
yeah,
For
the
me, like,
syllabus.
yeah, I applied for the, basically my role has always been into the alternative investment. पता नहीं क्यों
Mhm.
traditional investment में मेरा role जाता ही नहीं है. And from the very beginning, every job I get, it's alternate investment, whether exchange traded funds, whether the private equity, whether other profiles. So basically, CMA USA helps. ऐसा नहीं है, but it comes to, when it comes to work related, it's like financial analysis आप कर सकते हो. You can do. You get the, different reports, cash flow statements, financial balance sheet, and all. You can do that. Ratio analysis, you can do that. Debt to equity analysis, and all this, leverage analysis of the companies. You can do that. But when it comes to core, role is really different. Work is really different.
Actually,
Then you need another qualification because आपको उसके लिए वो work नहीं करता. वो चीज हो
actually,
जाता है.
moreover, instead of like saying other qualification, I think that we need the right skill set for the
Right
same.
skill set.
Because
Yeah.
like the CMA, I think that the course somewhere lack the basic skill set. Like
Got it.
if you talk about Indian CS, like there is a hype that okay that these courses are more
Mm-hmm.
into traditional courses. They are not updated as per the latest technology of updated market scenario. I think
Got it.
somewhere the CMA also, I mean, does the same thing. Like okay, it's like when you are US certified, anything belonging to US is worldwide accepted. Like I accept this
Got it.
fact. Being a US qualified CMA, I am like getting what I'm getting is only because of the certificate. So yeah,
I
it had given me edge in every way. But yeah, when it comes to working, the scenario is somewhere different.
Somewhere different. You
It won't
need to be
equip
more
you with
skilled. Yeah.
yeah. You need to gather some other skills. You need to have attain a lot of skills when it comes
Got
to
it.
working.
And somewhere around, I feel like it's not just with the CMA, it's with, I think, every certification like CIMA, ACCA. Somewhere like technical skills are missing. You need to, learn technical skills from, different institute,
Also
or pursuing different course or skill set or something like that, or on the job trainings. I think which should also be included in the curriculum.
included, yeah.
Like Excel, at least, advanced Excel should be included, or SQL, which is, data mining
It's a
software.
must to have.
It's a must to have, and all the software must be included into the, courses, or curriculum. It really helps because I feel like ये सब चीजें होती तो चीजें बहुत better होती शुरुआत से ही, जो I started learning, a little late, 5-6 months down the line after doing the job. So ये सब चीजें मैंने face करी है. So basically, what you feel like, if I ask you, like, in terms of long term, will this certification really help, or you are thinking of doing something else because you're
You know,
5 year down the line, by doing the job. So now what you feel like for very long term when it comes to promotions to the manager or something like that. Every organization wants, a guy, people from the premium B school, or something different
mhm.
skill set or something different title. So what do you feel like, is that enough, or there is some need of,
I mean,
upgrading?
when I recommend any US CMA to anyone, the first question is like at which level of working you are. If you're working as a fresher, you're still to get into market and everything. US CMA will give you the edge. I told you like the firm I joined as assistant manager, my peer took 5 to 6 years to be at the same designation. In terms of salary, I was drawing 50% more than my peer, more than 75%. I'd say I was drawing more than my peer just because of my on the basis of my CMA. So yeah, if you are doing as a fresher, I think I'll highly recommend doing US CMA. But yeah, if you are like having a 5 years of experience, you are having 10 years of experience, then I think it will not be able to give you that fetch. Provided you are like if you are even at a middle level of the organization, I don't think it will give you that edge.
The same point I am having, because if you're fresh graduate, or you're undergraduate, so I think USCMA, it's worth doing. Or अगर आप basically 5 year down the line or 10 year down the line doing experience, and now you're thinking of starting doing some certification, I think go for something else which is, which has more wider recognition or something. Or
Role
if you
play.
if you if you're
Yeah,
having not much time to give 14, 15, or 5, 6, 7 papers, then it is fine. Go for USCMA. Two
yeah. At
papers are
least
enough. Yeah. But yeah,
actually,
it's hard, but yeah, at least you are having mindset, yeah, दो ही पेपर देने हैं, मुझे 5 या
actually,
6 पेपर
actually,
नहीं देने. So this is
actually.
this
I mean, the
in,
best.
hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, sorry.
Yes, continue.
Yeah, I'm saying that this is the best thing. It will give you somewhere a very positive mindset. Okay, yeah, at least I have to cope up with only two papers and you are done.
यही माइंडसेट होता है कि मेरे 5-6 पेपर नहीं रहते, 7 पेपर नहीं रहते, जैसे एसीसी में 13 पेपर्स और एग्जाम्स के बाद भी 9 पेपर्स। बंदा कहते हैं कि यार इतने पेपर नहीं हो पाएंगे, छोटा कोर्स
Seriously.
बता दो जो जल्दी हो जाए, टाइटल दे दे और आई कैन गेट द प्रमोशन, और या शिफ्ट चेंज मार लूँ मैं
Actually,
फटाफट। And
actually.
actually, a lot of people connect with me on LinkedIn, or even जब when I joined institute, for pursuing CMA USA, मैं एक ट्रायल क्लास पे गया था, I do pristine, I still remember। तो वहाँ पे मेरे साथ यही हुआ था, lot of people are there, HSB, HSBC, Citibank, all people were there just because they wanted either promotion or they wanted to shift the job or change, but they're not having that particular certification. So they're having kids, they're having family, they can't manage, so they're doing USCA में, just go for it। ये दो पेपर दे के
Ac-
निकालेंगे, फिर जॉब चेंज करेंगे।
Actually, but yeah, but I still feel the scenario is much different. It's not like that what these institute mislead with 6 months course and you
नहीं,
are
6 months
done
तो
and
is not possible to
yeah,
do।
I remember like I was studying full time for USCMA, and I spent eight months to clear the second exam first. Like the for one level, I took 8 months, dedicatedly 8 months. Like I was not doing any job at that time. I had left my job, and for the part one, it took me around 6 to 7, like around the same 6 to 7 months. So yeah, it was like 1.5 year in total for the
Which part,
USCMA, and
which part you felt like is more challenging?
I think like the first part was more challenging because
First
it was
part,
like
yes.
yeah, because like in second part it was somewhere related to numbers, and somewhere I think people can connect better if you're a graduate. I think you will feel more connected towards the same.
And what do you
But
suggest? Going with the education institute is fine, or going with the self-study curriculum or online courses is fine?
I think you should connect with institutes. It's gonna be much better to connect with the institute. I think I bought with the while. My coaching institute provided me with Becker book, and somewhere I was, not that much impressed with the Becker book. I mean, if you are like, I think I suggest Beckers to those people who are experienced in this industry, who had their previous education somewhere related to they were graduate and postgraduate and somewhere done this like any other professional courses, let it be CA or anything. So I think I'll recommend Becker to them. And other which I preferred was Violet. I think it was like more
Yeah, Wiley.
content in depth. Yeah, it has more in depth content. I think the slip the even I was I had a bad habit of counting the number of pages. So I compared it like it's like 3 times than the Becker content.
Yeah, three
But
times
yeah,
way
it was
Becker and Gleam content. Yeah, I feel the same.
yeah. Glam is like I think it's, the test bank is like very amazing.
Very
But
amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think like in terms of books, like they was not having a that great book. They don't make that great book. But
Even
in
with the
terms of
Gleam,
test bank,
when if you're having previous experience and qualification, something related to other, CMA India or something like that, then quick to do is really,
yeah, quick to do
it's
is like
easy.
okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
in
But
terms
in
of you
terms of
want
soft,
vast, yeah, vast.
then Violet is the better.
Then Wiley,
And but I
Wiley.
think somewhere Glam is like more into practice thing. Their
Practice.
software is so brilliant. I mean, I think Becker was not able to provide that better software. Even Violet didn't had any that great software, but the Glam software was the best one.
Yes, you can install in your computer. You can practice anytime at your pace. 100
Yeah,
MCQs, a mock exam you can create by yourself.
yeah. I think they were having 1,000 plus MCQ in the only in one part, and I think that was like more than enough to cover.
Yes, it's like 15 to 1700 in part one, part two, and it's total almost 3 to 3500 questions, and it's enough.
Okay,
कहीं ना कहीं related
more than
question,
enough.
yeah, you will get in terms of real exam.
Yeah, actually. So I think somewhere if you want to practice more, Glam is the one. If you don't have any experience, then go for Wiley. If you have a little bit of experience that okay you can manage, go for this Beko.
And what do you
That's the
feel like in
scenario.
terms of international jobs when it comes to getting the international jobs? Will CMA USA really help in terms of that, or no? There is something else needs to be done.
I think somewhere like I have to accept the fact that okay, a certification does that makes a difference. It will definitely give you an edge. I have experienced that, and yeah, I mean it's like CM is like it's valued. Like you have to accept that anything belonging to US is accepted all over the globe.
I got it. And you have your peers also who have done like CMA USA, or is that like
I mean, I think it's like you with whom I'm connected. It's like Aman. What I remember, Aman Bhatnagar. Yeah, he's the
Oh,
guy, and I think you are the only two peers I was having
I
within
got it.
with did yeah,
Yeah, and
not much.
in I think in my case, like I have seen a number of people who are doing CMA USA or who have done CMA USA, and they are having the successful career. It's not like they're not having that, but somehow they are having, and they're feeling satisfied with the in terms of जब वहाँ पर बात आती है cost की number of exams की, they are satisfied with that because if you really want to get to the what I feel in terms of international job because I have seen number of people. It also depends upon region to region. When it comes to Europe side, or if I say around Commonwealth countries, Australia or something, they have their own qualifications. They don't recognize much USA. When it comes to
Understand.
Middle East, Dubai,
They pay well.
Saudi or Qatar or other countries, they pay really well to USC, so, CMA holders. And what I feel like all the US में तो recognition है ही है, and it depends upon the region to region. I have seen people who are moving to Ireland or even in Poland.
Okay.
CUSCM is not helping them. But when they're moving, I have also people who are moving to Dubai or Qatar or Saudi Arabia. But they're having a good payout in terms of with the help of the certification. I also get able to get the job as well. Because क्या है कि they are not having their own standards. They're running their
Relying
accounting relying on the US only, or their
yes,
US IFRS or GAAP or all these standards. So they are fine with accepting, or having a person who is also having the international qualification. So I think that is somehow you can leverage. But
actually.
if I say international career, I think you will agree as well कि आपको international career में पहले ये देखना है कि आपको जाना कहाँ है, then decide upon degree. Like people have their long term
Actually.
perspective कि यार यहाँ जाना,
That's it.
उसके हिसाब से चूज करो, ना कि इन टर्म्स ऑफ कि किसी ने बता दिया तो चूज कर लिया, ऐसे वाला नहीं.
Actually, you have to do your R&D before starting
आर
a
एंड डी.
course. Though
यस.
it's like people say it's just a case of two papers, but it's not that easy. You still need to invest 1.5 years in that, and yeah, the cost is also high. It's not that Indian CA that you
यस.
spend
यस.
fifteen
यस.
hundred, 200, 2,000 rupees for the registration, and you are done.
बट आई फील लाइक टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी इज इन टर्म्स ऑफ कैलकुलेटिंग टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी, इट्स रियली बहुत सस्ता पड़ता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ इंडियन सीएमए.
Actually,
5 years you are spending, and then you are spending 1 year, one
one
whole year, and you are clearing your CMA, US CMA, and in terms of time value of money, it costs really less in terms of when you compare
actually,
to Indian
actually,
CMA.
actually,
ये बहुत बड़ा
and
फैक्ट है.
5 years. And 5 years is the best case if you like they have an internship of around 3 years, and they can like start with their internship only after clearing the inter part. So 5 years is the minimum time you need to clear CMA Indian one, and like one additional attempt at every level gets your total at 7 years. So 7 years you versus 1 year, so it's like very inexpensive.
और आई फील
And
लाइक
even the
आप वहीं तक पहुंच जाते हो, आप 4 साल काम करते हो, 1 साल में क्लियर करते हो, तो आपका पैकेज समवेयर अराउंड इट्स लाइक मोर और सेम, बट इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू बी लेस कि उससे कम होगा.
Yeah, definitely. And even in terms of like if you include that coaching cost and everything, that USCMA will at the net cost will be very less.
आई
If
गॉट
you
इट.
take one coaching, you spend 15K to 20K per subject, and I think in foundation they have 4 papers, 9 papers in their inter part, and then another 9 papers in their final. So yeah, I mean it will be, if you talk about the real cost, it will somewhere be more expensive,
More
and we have to
expensive,
include
yes.
yeah
And
the
then
the
you are not
Indian one.
sure about clearing it. That's the point.
Yeah, exactly. And the actually, and I was just going through the pass rate. It's around 2%, 3%. And in
Yes,
USCM, it's like 50 to 70%, if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
yeah,
It's somewhere around 50 to
it's somewhere
70.
around 50. No, now it's down. It's around 45 to 50%, but still really high when it compared to
Yeah.
Indian charter degrees. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Indian CM is like 3%, 2%. And I was like wondering why are people, messing up with their own life? Either they're playing with their own life, spending 5 years down the line, and you're not even sure
Yes.
that you're going to qualify. And with
And
that passing
it's
rate,
really frustrating actually. You have spent 5 years of life in some degree, and then you are not able to get it. You are giving multiple attempts. Either you should be mentally very strong. Okay, it's fine. बहुत पैसे कर लेंगे, बहुत time है.
Exactly.
Yeah, something like that. This is what I feel.
Actually.
Or either get the quick certification and get into the job, get the real experience and grow yourself. I think this is the best way, but I really feel like.
Yeah, because like I think I had been on the both side of the fence. So yeah, I think I felt that because I told you like I was doing started accountancy. So
Mhm.
even I had spent 5 years. So I had been through that. But yeah, I mean you have to take tough calls at that time sometimes in life. But yeah, it was worth it. Like I mean, spending 5 years, and I think I got that do like that on the basis of working skills. I think my chartered accountancy till the time I cleared my inter part, I think it helped me in the real life scenario. It helped me more, but in terms of monetary and everything, US CMA helped me a lot.
I got it. Getting the package or something like that, or negotiating USA may help
All
you.
that I mean, I was like got to the table only because of my CMA.
And what other skills you recommend? Key, these skills you must have when you are entering into the, either going for the interviews or job market. These are the must skills, whether it's technical. You know, you should be having these skills. Yeah.
I think I highly recommend like whenever you apply for a job, you must definitely go through the job description. I think that's the must thing you have because usually, if they call you, like what happened was with me was like I had appeared for that was initial stage of my career only. I had appeared for the Kotak bank for the credit manager for the designation of credit manager. So I had gone to my father was an ex banker only, so I had taken a glimpse of the same that okay, these are the things I need to check the sybil if I want to go for the loan and what are that they're going to be the salary criteria. And I have just taken a basic information, and only that basic information got me the job. So I think I highly recommend whenever you go for a job, apply for a job. If you're going out for the interview round, definitely go for the read the description thoroughly and gather information.
Got it. Whether it relates to your skill set, whether it's related to your education or not, if your interest or not, then only go for that.
Yeah, actually. So yeah.
And if I talk about like somewhere from you, like if you feel like, yeah, if uh there should be one other certification I should be doing, because I think this will also help me in terms of increasing my skill set, or either in getting the monetary negotiation when going for the interview. So what do you feel like these are the another certification which should also be adding into my resume when I'm applying for the job? What do you really
You
recommend?
know, I think I'll highly recommend CPA. I'm
Okay,
in accounting industry, accounting and taxation industry, and I think whether in terms of UK, US CPA is highly
is
in demand.
everywhere, everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, my company is a second leading industry company in the US in accounting industry, UK and UK US accounting industry, and some still they are not able to fetch a good CPA for their firm. I mean, there's a lot of demand in that CPA, and it's not easy to find a CPA in India.
I this is I feel the same, because मैं कहीं भी जहाँ भी इंटरव्यूज के लिए अप्लाई करता हूँ, कहीं भी करता हूँ, यूएस सीपीए इज लाइक एवरीवेयर. दे इन
Actually,
preferred but not recommend, well, mandatory, or they have this kind of line written on the.
recommended but not
Yeah.
compulsory.
Yes, yes,
They have
yes,
that
yes.
line.
USCPA. So I feel like, yeah, इतना demand में है, and people there are still a lack of people lack of supply actually in terms of people who are having USCPA. So this is the right thing कि आप USCPA भी कर सकते हैं pursue, and I feel like USCPA you can do because when आपकी regional foundations है वो नहीं रहेगी, whether it's in India, whether
Actually,
it's US, whether Middle East, UK, yeah, you can work anywhere. But I feel like when
actually.
you're doing ACC UK और सीमा यूके, कहीं ना कहीं वो रीजनल फाउंडेशन आ जाती है. You can just work either in Commonwealth countries, whether in Ireland, UK, or
You
India,
know,
or
you
something
talk
like
about
that.
ACCA. I was just going through website, like I was going to the immigration website of Singapore. So that ACCA US have sorry, ACCA UK have an MOU with CPA Singapore. But if you have a CPA US, they have that preference in that visa immigration. They won't
Yeah,
prefer ACCA.
it's
But they
everywhere.
prefer if you are
Yeah.
yeah if you have a US qualification, they give you more preference in terms of qualification. They have mentioned it separately. I was like, okay, but they do recognize it.
even on the basis of my R&D, I have seen it everywhere. If you are having CPA US, you can have CPA Canada, you can have CPA Australia, or you can
Australia.
have CPA Singapore or Malaysia. You can have any other region CPA without giving the
Act,
going forward with the examinations. So
actually,
this is what I feel is really valuable. और अब तो it's feel like India में आप US CPA कर सकते हो. It's just for
the best part.
द बेस्ट पार्ट, वो ट्रैवल कॉस्ट बच जाता है, वो वीजा का हेजल बच जाता है, यू डोंट नीड टू। एंड आई एम सीइंग पीपल आर डूइंग यूएस सीपीए। एंड सबसे बेस्ट पार्ट है कि आप यूएस, आपके पास अपने घर का कंफर्ट जोन है, यू डोंट नीड टू गो आउटसाइड। वो इट
Go
फील लाइक
actually.
बस दो एग्जाम्स आ रहे हैं, चूज कर लो सीएमए करना है सीपीए करना है। सीपीए इज अ काइंड ऑफ वन टाइम हो जाएगा, उसके बाद बस आराम से बैठो और
You
ऑर्गेनाइजेशन
just
में
have to
जॉब
do. You
करो।
don't need to any other certification to
Yes,
work on.
yes, like
It's
still
a complete package basically.
yes, like I am here. I also feel like here CMA USA because मेरी job alternative investment है. If my job would be internal audit, my job would be financial accounting or something like that. I feel like it's enough. But somewhere I feel like yeah, नहीं यार. There's my job is really different. It is related to the equity analysis or something like that, private equity area and fund analysis. I need to do something alternative investment certification. Whether it's you must hear heard that CAIA, Chartered Auditor
CAIM.
Investment and yeah, Chartered
Yes,
Auditor.
yes, yes. I think it's from UK only, if I'm
Yeah,
not wrong.
yeah,
Is it?
it's in it's a US certification, but it's
Okay.
from another institute. And there's one CFA. Everyone knows that. So I
I
feel
mean,
like
CFA is the golden standard of finance.
golden. I feel like यार इनमें से कुछ तो करना ही पड़ेगा. That's why I get into the CFA. Obviously because as you said, CMA USA is right for the people who are starting with whether they graduation or just completed graduation or finding an alternative. Then it's fine. But when you are having 5-10 years of experience, then going forward with the CMA USA doesn't worth it.
It
I
won't
really feel like
fetch you that. Yeah,
yeah,
actually.
it will not fetch that much attention to you that you have done something really grateful apart from your job. This is what I feel. I have seen people also who have felt this thing as well. And so yeah. And what your recommendation to the people who are exactly pursuing CMA USA in terms of study? How much time is needed in terms of every day, like 5 घंटे 6 घंटे, or
Everything,
what
I think five
exactly?
to six. I think still feel like 5 to 6 hours is a good time to study. If
And
you
for how many months,
can,
like?
I think if I talk about my experience, like I had spent 8 months for one part and 6 months approximately for the second part. So
Okay,
depending,
8 months or
it's
six
like,
months. I got it. And same with me.
yeah.
I had spent almost around this much time, and it needs this much time actually exactly because
If
and
you want to
which
clear it in first attempt, that is, I
yes,
think,
truly,
highly,
because
yeah.
number of time attempts से वो time period उतना ही हो जाएगा
Actually,
and you're
and
going to
even the
bear the
cost is
cost. Yeah,
actually the worst part. Like it's like a bit expensive than the other examinations. Like if you have to go for international certification, you have to loosen up your pockets.
and which education provider you recommend like in terms of Wiley, Glam, or Hawk?
I okay. I think in terms like it's gonna be like first the question. I think I'll ask you about your call background only. If you want a quick thing, if you have a very strong background, if you have having any other certification, anything, go for Glam. If you just want to do it in 10 days or something, the book is very small,
Yes,
and if
it's
you
a
just need to
I think
practice.
200-page book maximum.
Yeah, maximum 200 pages. Yeah. If
Yeah,
you want to get in that and practice more of NCQ, then go for Glam. If you are a little experienced, like if you know about if you are aware about the background of the subject, then go for Becker. And if you're totally a freshie, just cleared your 12th and you want a detailed knowledge and everything,
yeah.
go for Wiley.
Wiley or Hawk. I think they both are same.
Wiley or Hawk. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They are
They're having
almost the
same
same.
volume of books. Like it's like this
Books
much.
act
Yes, yes, yes,
seriously.
yes.
I remember accounting. I told it was like 7 to 800 pages, if I'm not wrong. Wiley and Hawk. Yeah.
Got it. And I think that's the most of the question were around US CMA और बहुत अच्छा लगा इंटरेस्ट बहुत ज़्यादा इंटरेक्टिव सेशन था और होपफुली बहुत सारे लोगों को हेल्प मिलेगी क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोगों के क्वेश्चंस आते हैं कि यार बेसिकली करियर है भी या नहीं है मतलब प्रूफ कैसे मिलेगा कैसे पता लगेगा एंड दे
Actually.
वांटेड टू सी पीपल हु आर वर्किंग इनटू द फील्ड एंड दे हैविंग द सर्टिफिकेशन ताकि उनको पता लगे ओ ठीक है कॉस्ट कहीं नहीं जाने
We are
वाली
in the safe zone.
they
We
are
are
in
in
the
the
safe
safe
zone they
zone.
at least
Act-
by having seeing people in front of them and doing job, I think they will have some guts to do. Let's go with CMA USA. Career तो बन ही जाएगा at least. And
Obviously, obviously,
and
it happens. Like, and I remember, like, I told you the same thing 10 years ago. Like, when I was at did my 12th, and I was not aware about these courses, ACCA, CMA, CPA. It was not that famous at that time. So yeah, I mean, the time I came to know about these courses and everything, yeah, I mean,
same
you
with
need some
me.
confidence.
I was when I was trying to find people around me कि यार यूएससी में किसने कर रखा है, कोई तो मिले. So I was like
You're
कि
not
लिंक
able to
लिंक
find.
नहीं मिल रहा था. LinkedIn पे people who are doing are basically from different region or different countries. आप उनसे कैसे interact करोगे, because your region is really different, your job market is different. आप कैसे आप उनको find करोगे, उनसे बात करोगे. तो बेसिकली ये बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज रहता है. लेकिन अब देखो दे आर डिफरेंट चैप्टर्स. आप खुद भी आईएमए के दिल्ली चैप्टर में हो इनरोल्ड, और बहुत सारे चैप्टर्स है, बेंगलोर, मुंबई, हैदराबाद, पुणे, पता नहीं कौन कौन से चैप्टर्स हैं. अब तो आईएमए के नंबर ऑफ चैप्टर हैं. दे आर आल्सो हैविंग शायद आपको भी मेल्स आती होंगी इन टर्म्स ऑफ
They have
फॉर
eight
द फ्रेशर.
chapters, 8 or 9.
या 8
They
और
have
9
completed it.
चैप्टर्स.
8 or 9
इवन
chapters.
जॉब ईमेल्स आती हैं, अब इंटर्नशिप ईमेल्स आती हैं. दे हैविंग
Yeah,
टाई
they
अप
have tied up with Accenture. They have tied up with TXC. They're tied up with
डीएक्ससी
very many
या
MNCs right now. So they're doing
पीडब्ल्यूसी,
all the things
एचपी.
very. Yeah, they're doing it quite aggressively right now these days.
यस एंड हो सीरियसली मैं तो बहुत वो हम्बल हूँ कि यार एटलीस्ट कुछ तो प्रमोशन कर रहे हो. दैट people are
Come to
getting
know about
known.
this.
Yeah. And number
Actually,
and actually number of organizations are aware of nowadays of US CMA.
actually.
And because when I was preparing videos on US CMA, I was doing my own research, and there are number of organizations in Bangalore or other region, Hyderabad, like senior associate accounting, internal audits and all. They're demanding CMA USA, CPA, CCA, and they're having clearly writing that they need CMA, US CMA. And like, okay, it's fine. They're having the recognition at least. So
I mean, the
that's
scenario have changed a lot.
yeah. In 4 to 5 years, I think globalization कुछ ज़्यादा ही हो गया, हमारे टाइम पे नहीं था.
Actually,
हाँ.
actually, we have to accept this fact.
ग्लोबलाइजेशन से बस बुक्स में पढ़ने को मिलता था उस टाइम पे, अब तो देखने को मिल रहा है. Yes, yes, yes. And at the end of the day, with my recommendation, with your recommendation, it's worth it. But you need to
Definitely.
evaluate. You need to evaluate at which point you are starting, where you want it to go, which region you are focusing on, which profile you wanted, whether it's in your interest. There are 4 to 5 points that you need to evaluate.
Actually, you need to answer yourself first. That
Yes,
okay. Then you have to decide whether it is worth it or not.
yes, that's all you need. And thank you, Gaurav. Thank you for giving your time. And basically,
Okay.
what we हमारा interaction नहीं हो पाया था from number of days,
Uh,
but finally we
yeah,
interacted
actually, finally.
because of
Thanks,
busy
Himanshu.
schedule.
Thanks for your time. Thanks for calling me.
Yeah, no
Yeah, I
worries.
mean,
I'm actually trying to make a community of the people around, and uh, doing more and more interviews of the people who have done different certification, having different experiences from different region. Even I'm right now trying to get the people from the different region, which is from Ireland, UK, who have done CMA USA, CACCA, CIMA, on all this certification, and things are going really fine. So this is going to very first interview. I'm really excited about that. So let's see how feedback will going to be. A lot of comments going to be uh, there in the video in the comment section, so we'll answer all those comments as well. So thank you for the today's session, Gaurav. We'll
thank you,
catch you
man.
soon.
Thank you, Himanshu. Thanks for your time. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.